everybody, and welcome back to another Booga Booga video. And today, I am going to be showing you how to farm crystals. So, I'm going to get straight into the tutorial because there's actually a cycle that you have to do for this method in order to get maximum efficiency. So we'll talk while driving. First thing you're going to want to do is drop in a golden shark and book it straight over to the ant mound. There is a huge sense of urgency when doing this strategy, because if you don't do it right, then there's another strategy that's way easier that's actually going to be like very slightly, that's going to be faster. So for those of you wondering, the fastest way besides this strategy is to farm gold using my gold farming method that I showed off in the last video, and you'll be able to get 168 crystals per hour by turning all your gold into crystal chests and plopping them down. It's a little more than that because of the gold you get, but that's pretty negligible. This strategy at peak performance, if you're really good about it, gets you about 177 crystal per hour. So it is more efficient and it is really quick, but it's very difficult. So you're going to want to copy what I do. As you can see, we're coming down the ant tunnel, and this will only be more efficient if you have god tools. Otherwise, just go ahead, farm the crystal chests. It'll be faster. Well, you're going to want to go ahead and mine the hatch with your god axe and then keep going this way down this tunnel. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to really quickly come down here, and you're going to want to cut as many corners as possible. I've tested it. Getting to the place we're trying to go generally takes about 6 minutes and 45 seconds with very, very good speed. While you're riding your banto, you're going to want to get your dock ready, because that you're going to need way later in the run. You're going to want to come over here, over to the wealthy god, and immediately start mining it. If you have an F macro, you can go ahead and try to pick up the loot, but you are going to get seriously slowed down if you don't pick it up really fast. So you're going to want to quickly take him out as quick as you can. So let me elaborate why we're going so fast. This strategy is only faster than the gold farming strategy if you go at maximum efficiency, due to the amount of crystal you can get from the place we're going. I'm sure most of you know by now, it's the crystal third sky island. So I'm not even gonna bother taking the loot just to show how maximum efficiency it looks. I slowed down a bit there. I could have been faster. Don't worry about like 10-second time losses or whatever. This isn't a speed run. You just need to be pretty quick. You're going to want to come over immediately to this mound, start swinging before you even get close, because then you might get an extra hit and it'll be faster in general. And make sure your banto's in pretty much the center, so you don't get caught on anything, because that can make you lose a ton of time. And then once this is mined, you're going to drop down into the queen ant tunnel, assuming you don't get unlucky and get stuck on an edge like I did. If you're lucky, the queen ant will go to this back corner like it did for me, which is the perfect spot you want it. So you're going to want to start drilling its HP with your god rock. So yeah, you're now tearing apart now you're taking out the ant queen's HP. While we're here, we'll go ahead and elaborate a bit on why the strategy needs to be so fast. So at the crystal island, you earn 20 crystal for mining every crystal-giving object, other than the crag, because that's not worth it. And those things, the banto takes over 10 minutes to spawn back in, and the loads take 7 minutes and 40 seconds, so it's not worth camping for them to respawn. If you can go fast enough, you will actually get there in time, repeatedly, fast enough for it to be, over 168 gold per hour. Not gold, crystal. Now, if you are really good at PvP, it is actually just more efficient to do PvP, but that's pretty luck-based, and this is the most consistent strategy you'll be able to find on YouTube. So yeah, the ant queen will also, sometimes it'll lag. That's only because I'm recording. That just kind of eats some of my computer, and then it lags a bit more. But it's really good if the ant queen goes in like this corner area, because then the second you take it out, you can immediately start going up to the sun island. This banto is a requirement for speed, by the way. It makes the whole run way faster. So once you get the queen ant almost down, you're gonna wanna go ahead, immediately turn over, go through the portal, and then turn left. I didn't make the cycle quite correctly, so the Crystal Guardian isn't right here. If you do it at super peak optimal speed, the Crystal Guardian should either be right here or right there, which will save you quite a bit of time. But unfortunately, I have to go over here, try to get some hits on it, which is going to slow me down, but it's still going to be faster than the other farming method. Not by much, though, but if you've already got a ton of spirit keys on you, you actually don't have to do that, which speeds the run up tremendously. Next, you're going to want to drop a spirit key into here and cross the bridge with your Banto. The Banto is basically a requirement for this bridge because it just cuts out so much time of going across it. The Banto is basically a requirement for the whole thing, otherwise the other tactic will be slower. Not slower, faster. Also, you actually get a little bit more crystal than I mentioned. I didn't bother calculating the Crystal Guardian crystal, though. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and take out this crystal load, which is pretty much the closest one to you. Pick up the crystal and then drive over here. While you're driving, you're going to want to build a dock so that you can get across to this crystal. And then you're going to want to go ahead and take out this crystal while getting ready to get out of here on your Banto. So go ahead and mine it. Take your crystals and then start going the other direction. You should see this crystal Bante. If not, it fell down. Just jump down and mine it afterward. Go ahead, take out the crystal Bante, and it'll drop 5 crystal, which is a bunch. Next, you're going to want to drive over to this crystal load, mine it with your god pick. Pick up all the crystal, place a dock, and then there are 2 crystal loads over here to finish up your run. Hopefully you don't get thrown into the sky with your Banto like I did. So we just spent about 6.5 minutes. That's actually faster than my other run I just did. Alright, so this might be a little bit more efficient for you, depending on how fast you can do it. But now, after doing that, all you're going to do is leave the game and repeat the exact same strategy. If you're in a private server, which you really should be, but you might actually get lucky and have the Queen Ant be defeated for you if you do it in a public, so you might get a little bit lucky there. If you're in a private server, you cannot drop the Bantos out of your inventory because they'll sink into the floor. And I'll show that off. As you can see right there, immediately sunk into the floor, which is pretty obnoxious. The only thing that that's good for is if you get on it and then you drive off and then it sinks to the, and then you can teleport down. That's niche use case. It's probably not even useful. But anyway, once you've done that, you're just gonna want to go ahead and repeat the same strategy by leaving the server and rejoining. You'll get 170 to 180 crystal per hour with this method. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually a ton, considering a full god set was only gonna cost you 18. So this is gonna be getting you 10 full god armor sets, or it'll be getting you 18 god rocks. So that's a lot of sets that you can craft in the amount of time it takes to do this strategy for an hour. So anyway, everyone, that's going to do it for this video. If you found it enjoyable or found it useful, please like and subscribe. It helps out a ton. And I will see you all later. Goodbye.